Yo, what's up, YouTube? Has anybody ever seen these videos from Aaron Clary or Rocky Mystery or Bernard Chapin about cultural Marxism? You know, when they talk about Marxism in general, they use very soothing words. They really tone down the rhetoric. They just keep it as analytical as possible. And I kind of feel sorry for these chumps. Because, you know, deep down inside, they want to say it, but it's problematic. Basically, cultural Marxism is the belief that there is no such thing as superiority. Inside of a mind of a cultural Marxist is the belief that America is no better than or no less than a tribe in Papua New Guinea, because the tribe in Papua New Guinea, they don't pollute their lands. They treat their women as equals, blah, blah, blah. Some anthropology major probably run that bullshit by you. Man versus woman, religion. They don't think that there's not anything different from militant Islamic authoritarianism versus Judeo-Christian authoritarianism, which is basically a more passive-aggressive form of the same deity, right? Well, I'm here to dispel all that. See, these poor white guys, they cannot use the term superiority. I'll use the term superiority. Matter of fact, the thing is, we get into these points of contention because you have to ask yourself some hard questions. Like, is white culture better than black culture? Is man better than woman? Is the United States better than anyone else? I'll say yes. And let me go through this one by one. Is black better than white? I've seen enough race realism videos to understand what the dichotomy is, what the problem is. We're talking about genetics over time versus culture over time. Are African Americans doomed to a life of servitude because of their truculent, reckless behavior, or is that something that we learned from white culture? Well, yeah, we did learn it from white culture. Quite frankly, I think basically white people went to the provider side of the masculine spectrum and black people went to the protector side of the masculine spectrum, and we have been cultivating ourselves to separate apart, which is something that I've tried to talk about before, but that's neither here nor there. But race realism tells us that black people were destined for that because we're bred to be violent, truculent, self-destructive, impulsive. If you believe that, if you honestly believe that, you have to understand that the white power structure has been the masters of black breeding. In essence, racism created race realism. Personally, I believe in neuroplasticity. I believe people of my complexion could overcome such a hurdle. I don't hold any white person accountable for what their ancestors did, but I wish that they would understand that the big evil book of what white people have done is kind of long and thorough, and it shouldn't be discarded. Should be known about, just shouldn't be worshipped. Man versus woman. Well, is a man better than a woman? Well, only if you look at terms in a fascist sense. Now, a man's body is bred for fascism. I mean, like, these muscles are good for something. They're good for grinding somebody's head in if they talk against the state. At the same time, women are the creatures of empathy and nurturing and compassion that makes life worth living. So inherently, powerful men were given soft and frail women as a reward for their practicing that fascism. So, in a sense of survival versus empathy, I'll choose survival. And men do, I guess, yeah. Men are better than women if you're a fascist. Culturally, I guess that's the problem, isn't it? White people can't say these things because to even say the word supremacy, it harkens back to a bygone era of how white people are basically dangerous in their own right. And we have to get beyond that. And being called a racist is a tragic insult because it makes you bite your tongue. I'm going to use this Ayn Rand quote, you know, you bow your head because you can't live up to their ideal, and yet you never considered if a bowed head wasn't the intention all along. Political correctness and cultural Marxism is a tactic to make people close their mouths about common sense things. Yes, survival and productivity trumps ecology. living trumps empathy. White does not trump black. It's just that if we as African Americans are destined to put all the good stuff in life in the white pool and all the bad stuff in life like drugs and alcohol and hedonism in the black pool, then yes, white culture is better than black culture. We need to address that issue on our own. However, I do not hold any white person accountable for saying something that Chris Rock said 10 minutes ago, or that I say almost every day. Like, case in point, what's his name? Anyway, David Arini saying that there's a difference between blacks and niggers. I say that shit every fucking day. So does Chris Rock. I don't hold any white man accountable for anything that Chris Rock would have said. If he repeats it in political tone, I feel sorry for him, but I'm not holding it against him. The thing about political correctness is you have to make decisions. Do you want to live? Do you want to be productive? Do you want to do the right thing? Then maybe, if the answer is yes to all those things, then why are we supporting young black men who run at cops and punch and swing and get shot in the face? You know? Why do we support a culture that is that is eating itself, you know? I mean, if you were the type of person that thinks, oh, what about black on black crime isn't an issue, don't talk to me about how black suicide is on the rise. Don't talk to me about how black depression and how good grief, we're freaking cannibalizing ourselves because we do not want to embrace the fact that being conformist, productive, rational is superior than being impulsive, truculent, and freaking hedonistic and intoxicated. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we as black people don't embrace the fact that there is a superiority in this world is what's causing us so much drama. And then we take it on those poor white chumps when they say, well, if they didn't behave a certain way, they wouldn't have gotten shot. You know? This is not to admonish the bad white cops. This is not to admonish the bad white cops that have done so many things wrong, like shoot someone in the back or shot at a 12-year-old boy. But we have to find a middle ground between that. We can't let cultural Marxism dictate to the black community what is best for us, that we must always challenge the white power structure, even though the white power structure, or what is usually rational thinking, is, well, could benefit us. We throw away the baby and the bathwater, you know? That's what black people do. We throw away the baby with the bathwater under the guise of authentic blackness and all that shit. So to all you pathetic white guys who can't speak your mind about saying, yo, drugs are stupid, black people should stop doing it. You're right. You're right. Sobriety is superior to intoxication. Rationalism is superior to hedonism. America is superior to everybody. Fuck y'all. Peace.